Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Content Market Webinars by the ICM. This webinar series takes place at the third Wednesday of each month. It aims to share insights and expertise from experts around the industry. Today's topic is a hot topic around the world. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and how it's shaping content right now in the region. I'm your moderator. My name is Udai Nasser, Business Development Manager at Language Solutions. We at Moon help anyone with content to reach their MENA audience in the correct language and method. Joining me for today is a panel of experts. We have Dr. Milad Sebaaly, who is the Managing Director of Global Learning. It's the Middle East leader in e-learning solutions. He has played a key role in shaping the face of virtual education as we know it today in the region. Hello, Dr. Milad. Happy to have you here.
Hello.
Also joining us is Mr. Vivek Reddy. He is the CEO and co-founder of Viga Entertainment Technology. He's a passionate filmmaker and technologist based in Bangalore, India. He has a solid foundation in electronics and communication engineering. He also has a master's in computer graphics and game technology from the University of Pennsylvania. Vivek has melded his love for film and technology into a notable career. Happy to have you here, Mr. Vivek.
Thank you, Udai. Nice to be here.
Last but not least is Mr. Roshan Ingole. He's a seasoned producer at Studio 56 Animation. He has an extensive experience that spans more than 9.5 years in managing CGI animation projects across various global partnerships. His expertise lies in overseeing all the aspects of the animation pipeline, ensuring the timely and successful delivery of cutting-edge AI-driven animation content. Happy also to have you here, Mr. Roshan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's start right away. I want to ask you, Dr. Milad, since our topic is AI, let's start by defining what AI is and what are some common misconceptions about the technology that you see spreading throughout the market.
Yes, thank you, Udai. AI is an old term. It's not something that appeared lately, although many people started hearing about it after the generative AI evolution or after ChatGPT and the likes. AI, it refers to the simulation of human intelligence by machines that are programs to think and learn like humans to a certain extent. It encompasses different range of technologies. You will hear about machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, and so on. These systems, the AI systems, can perform tasks that typically requires human intelligence, such as recognizing speech recognition, making decisions, translating languages, and so on. Usually, I mean, in the past 20 or 30 years, AI was used for different tasks like control or supporting decision making and so on. But it became more important with a large amount of data that has been published or produced by all kinds of devices connected to the internet in the past 10 or 15 years. And this data is growing tremendously. Nowadays, we have around 60 billion devices probably connected to the internet, out of which only 10 billion are computers and mobiles. All the others are different types of sensors, cameras, devices, IoT, and so on. And those would produce raw data. Only 5% of this data is being analyzed. So there is one because there is not much human intelligence capacity to analyze all these. And the second is that AI was still at the early stages. So they started moving towards developing something related to AI that can be utilized by the human end user. And we started seeing this a couple of years back in e-commerce when you have recommendation systems, or in different medical operations to support medical field to support the doctors in their diagnosis and so on. But there are a lot of misconceptions about AI. Many people would say AI is conscious. It is not. AI can solve any problem. It does not solve any problem. It has its own limitations. AI will lead to massive job losses, which is not the case. It might transform the requirements, the skills requirements of certain jobs. Nowadays, for example, when ChatGPT started being introduced 2 years back, many people would started saying it will replace many jobs. Actually, it will put some pressure to that some jobs require different skills to be done, but and it will facilitate their work, but it is not replacing jobs per se. Automation in general can replace many jobs, but it will create also different types of new jobs. Also, AI can work anywhere. I mean, or plug and play. It's not. I mean, there are a lot of AI is a very complicated area. It's not something straightforward. Whereas generative AI or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever it used to be, Google Bard, is something easy to use because it's used using prompts or questions. And also you need to know how to ask those questions. This is why now there are a couple of courses and training about prompt engineering or the art of prompt engineering, because you can think of generative AI as a huge, or as an old scholar, like 1,000 years, there was no specializations. So the doctor and the astronomist and the psychologist and the philosophist are the same person. So you need to prepare the AI chatbot or ChatGPT or any of those new AI based systems. You need to prepare them to the right context in order to avoid what they call technically hallucinations or wrong answers. So AI has limitations. It has a lot of capabilities. In many areas, it's much better than the human operator. But in some other areas, the human intelligence needs to be dealing with artificial intelligence in a way that creates synergy between them.
Okay. I don't know if anyone of the other speakers want to add about the misconceptions that they see in the content creation market, or something that you faced personally. Mr. Vivek, do you have anything to add?
I mean, yeah, a few comments from misconceptions point of view is usually like within artists, many think it's like stolen data on top of which AI works. I don't 100% agree with that, because you can generate training data even if you hire 50 people in your own team. You can still go ahead and generate and shoot new content, and you can still make use of all of that as the thing. So because there is a lot of animosity in the internet about artists versus technical people who are actually developing tools. So that is, I feel, is which is like becoming a legal fight right now. But I think that need not be so much of animosity, because the training data, if for example, Adobe is like now using just proper data and are able to generate like good quality tools with that, right? So you can still develop. It's about appreciation for the scientists and the algorithms that are coming up from these people as well. That's the only thing I'm observing.
Okay. Now that we've established what AI is, let's dive into how AI is helping expand the possibilities of content creation in the audiovisual market. How do you think that AI will contribute to the creative process?
All right. So from a creative process point of view, I thought I'll make a quick presentation to showcase like what exactly is happening from my actual viewpoint.
Okay.
So I'll just talk quickly about my journey. So my story is I I'm from an electronics and communication technical background, went on to do masters in computer science, right? You mentioned that. Then I worked on several movies as a technical director. This was back about 10 years ago, right? I was a technical director. Life was good. I'm helping out on all these films. It's still
Yeah.
VFX pipeline and everything. I was
Mm-hmm.
part of Lion King. Lion King. By the time Lion King came, we were all on virtual production and Unity. We thought that was the future. You know,
Yeah.
we thought, okay, this is the future. Real time is the future. That's it. The world has changed. The movie making has changed. We were
Yes.
thinking like that mindset. And then 2019, I come back to India, start up Viga Entertainment Technology, focus on real time rendering. We did all these projects. We did something called Shoot. We're India's first air combat maneuver TV show. We did digital human based content using real time. So this company is currently completely real time powered. There is no visual effects pipeline. Uh, I mean, traditional VFX pipeline, but everything is real time rendered. And in like 2020, we launched, 2021, 2022, we launched a product called Movie Collab. I'm going to talk about that later during this session. And then uh, during do, while doing all this, we observed an interesting problem. Like, whatever, be it AI, be it whatever technology it is, it has to solve a problem. It should bring value to the society. It should bring value on our everyday life while creating content. So
Mm.
we decided to build a product called ScriptWiz. This was about 1.5 years ago. And the reason why we decided was every time a client comes to us, they were telling, hey, we do not have storyboards. Here is a script. Now go do the project. Okay. So
Mm.
that is like very inefficient. Like you have to spend 2 to 3 months of time at it. So we started building a product called ScriptWiz. And ScriptWiz is basically upload your script and you're going to get your storyboard
Mm.
using large language models and using diffusion models. So this is like a 1.5 year of effort. It's available online now. But the pain points, like most of us know, is it's time consuming to build storyboards. Uh, Many of the time it requires like great knowledge of filmmaking, like 80 years of expertise of how filmmaking has evolved, right? Like the camera angles, why is the actor standing here? What is the blocking angles? There's a lot of error, human error that will also go into it, and it is a very subjective process. Can take 2 to 3 months of time to break down one script. So so we have a very good engineering team, and we decided, all right, this is a problem statement of a large language model to take a script and break it down into individual shots. So this is how you see it. Like you can see all your sequences broken down and all of your shots, and it's trained on proper filmmaking processes. Like it's not, I would not say it's 100% creative like an actual filmmaker, but it at least follows the rules of filmmaking to give you the first draft. So
Mm.
uh, it has its issues and everything, but once the user starts, using the ScriptWiz pipeline, and once he generates the first set of shortlist, they can also go ahead and add their own set of creativity by adding, inserting shots, deleting shots, and everything. So we have made sure it's only a starting point. It should not be like, this is it, now go ahead and do it kind of an approach.
Yes.
You can always reprompt it and everything, and you'll also know why that shot was generated. It is not like just going to put something and just show it on your face. It's going to
Mm.
tell you why the reasoning behind why it was generated. So after you do that, obvious next choices. We have Midjourney, we have DALI. Everything is great, but is it focused on filmmaking? Is it focused on content creation? It is a general image generator, right? So we built in a proper storyboard generator because we have the text description of every shot now. So we went ahead and did this storyboard generation. It'll do any style you want. It can do it in like less than 2 seconds for bunch of panels. Uh, there have been questions like coming to us like, is it legal? Is it illegal? And all such debate is happening, which we can have later on in this session. But it's using the standard API calls. It's using our own LoRa customized character generators, customized backend environment generators. So this is the environment. This is how you're going to have your storyboards, like how I'm showing. You can again modify them, bulk generate them, and
Mm.
when you watch these things, what happens is your process becomes more efficient. Uh, it is not a debate about like is it creative, is it not creative, but at least it's a starting point where you can at least go in and start playing
Mm.
with it, adding some more changes that you. So uh, you can export it. You can start following your rest of the pipeline in your thing. So yeah, this is like the first part of what I wanted to share. this is how we are using it in content creation right now, and and the beginning part of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very helpful to the creative, as mentioned, to the creative process to have tools that can support it. I'm going to ask Mr. Roshan about what might be other tools that can help. Like, are there like script writing tools? Do you believe? And do you think that AI would replace at some point the human creativity?
Yeah. So to answer this question, I have two answers, which is one is yes, another one is no. So
Okay.
I'll tell you, when I'm talking this by delivering about 44 productions so far by Studio 56, and we have dealt with variety of CG content. Now, when we deal with so much of creativity, the nuances, the localization requirement, etc., what I've realized is the human creativity in entertainment industry is for two things. One, automation. We cannot rule it out that it is not human creativity. Secondly, obviously, the content creation itself as a domain. Now, the basic principle of AI is to gather reference point and create something new for you, right? So what happens here is, what is existing in world by click of a button. Today, you go describe your scene, use ChatGPT 3.5 or ChatGPT 4, get those reference point, and then use that to enhance your creativity. The way I see AI is, AI will definitely enable us to see what exists and then come up with something new. So you wouldn't be surprised if the variety of content in content market goes up. You will see that there are various type of different content because the experimentation base is available in terms of AI today. You go, you put down certain keywords and they will tell you, okay, this is what exists. And obviously, if you look at the human evolution also, human evolution is always taking things from one basis point to another. For example, a 100 MB pen drive when it came, or a hard disk when it came, it was the size of a room. Today, it's like a microchip, right? So
Yes,
this is precisely what is going to happen to the content market as well. When you actually get what you want on the platter, then let the human mind go and explore and say, okay, I can enhance it much further. So to answer that question, I think as long as the human creativity for the content creation is concerned, AI will always remain as a reference point. And as long as the automation is concerned, obviously it will basically provide a lot more tools. The other day there was a post on LinkedIn which showed some 124 tools that are existing for content market today. So there is one AI tool, and it is supplemented by another AI tool, and then it is supplemented by another AI tool. But when we go and use it, I realize that it is not still there. Because AI works on the cues, and it can only give you answer as many cues it can pick up.
Yes.
So that's what I feel about this.
Okay. I don't know if anyone wants to add in about this comprehensive answer. Anyone, Mr. Milad, do you like to add anything?
Yeah, I think AI is already been implemented in different ways of content creation for even in different areas, not only for video production or writing and journalism, but also it can help in editing some or to automating some editing tasks in terms of video production. Or also there are some AI applications that can produce new videos, also can produce design arts, music composition, social media content, marketing and advertising, voice and audio production. A lot of things are educational content. A lot of content is being now produced by AI applications, and we're seeing hundreds of applications that are appearing. Even in film and theater, you can have a lot of assistance in script writing, stage design, different types of analysis, and also nowadays with virtual reality and augmented reality, AI is helping in creating different immersive and interactive experiences. So the title content creation with AI is becoming something more wide and rich with more applications in the market.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I thought I'll add one example here, Udai. Like just last week on Friday, when Sora came out on the internet and everything was a big storm of quality of video generation with Sora. There was one
Yes,
thought that came to my mind because I saw a clip with a mammoth walking on ice, a woolly mammoth walking on ice. The
yes,
moment I saw that and the quality with which it was coming, the thought that ran in terms of AI jobs was, wow, this would have been a $30,000 contract for some studio in the world, with
yes,
around eight jobs for a character
Exactly.
artist, rigging artist, and everything. Uh, so if the director wanted that shot, it is available in like 10 seconds now. So that's the thought that ran in my mind actually. But if you want creative control, maybe not in that shot. But it was good enough for a National Geography or a Discovery Channel documentary.
yeah,
Yeah.
so true,
So
so true.
as I understand from Vivek and Dr. Milad, is AI will give a good competition to the creativity. It may not really replace it, but I think it will make the entire creative market more competitive.
Yes, yes, true. Uh, Mr. Roshan, let's talk about how AI can help in the production or post-production process. What are some solutions that everyone is heading to or using in these areas?
Yeah. See, AI will definitely help in automation as we are seeing. And it's not that the automation is not happening in the entertainment industry. As long as entertainment industry is existing, there is a lot of automation which has already happened. Because the current production tools, they have their own limitations, right? For example, in production, I mean, as we know, in terms of speech translation, AI has taken off. We
Mhm.
represent Studio 56 represent ourselves in multiple international market. Recently, Kids Screen being our 12th appearance, we get to meet a lot of people across the world. And in one such conversation, one of the guys were showcasing their AI tool, which actually matched the vocalization of a speaker. So the Prime Minister of India, his first speech in the Parliament, he spoke in English, and then it was translated into Hindi, and I couldn't believe it. Just felt like he is talking in Hindi, right? He's
Oh,
addressing the entire audience in Hindi. So such tools will definitely help. Now, what happens with this is it opens up the global market to a larger extent. I don't need to sit in Dubai and know Arabic to create a
mhm.
content for for UAE. I can sit in India back in my office, use these tools, convert everything into English, and do the same job as it is needed. Yes, there could be limitation in terms of the localization, the nuances, etc. That I may not be able to pick it up very quickly. But obviously, there you will always use your AI to have the reference points to understand those nuances better. That's what I feel. These are the places where and these are the places where AI can play a larger role. And in production, what happens is there are repetitive processes. There are thousands of scenes where a character is just walking or running.
Mhm.
Today, you still have to sit and do those things manually. I feel some point of time AI might just replace that workload completely, where 20, 25, 30% of the production where there are repetitive action, you just use an AI tool and just get rid of those repetitive things, and those shots will be built automatically.
Mhm.
Uh, Having said that, what will lack is again the process of machine learning. Machine learning will take its own time to understand the scene properly, to understand the characterization properly, and then come up with some certain solutions which can be deployed into the production.
Okay, okay. We have a question from the audience. They're asking if you have a concrete example of a content or film made with AI.
Uh, no, I do not really know if any movie has been made by using AI, because I think that is far-fetched objective right now. There
Mhm.
could be some small scenes or documentaries they might have made, but again, I don't think it's a correct representation of the storytelling by AI. As long as I go, I don't remember if there is anything which a full-length movie is been made
Yes.
by using AI.
So
I
it's
mean,
still like
the entire process has not been yet automated, I think, but
Yeah.
a lot of lot of the components of filmmaking are done by AI or supported by AI, from script writing all the way to movie production. And some, when my colleague was talking a little bit about some of the repetitive jobs, I think that with time we will have something similar to kind of object-oriented or agent-oriented libraries that you can use that are produced by AI. For example, if you have a running scene and the AI, there would be a certain object that you can catch, put some character or avatar on it, and let AI do the work. So, I mean, this is going like that. I mean, whatever has been done in software development earlier is now being replicated at a much higher level of complexity with AI, but simplicity for the end user. So we're seeing a lot of applications that can produce a video. You can describe what you want in 1 or 2 sentences, and it will produce like 2 minutes video for you totally from scratch, including any kind of voiceover or scenery or scripting or whatever. So all this is coming. I mean, it's at the early stages now, probably, but it's coming.
So
So
there is
one more thing that where the AI will help is data crunching. You know, the large scale production is all about playing with the data, understanding the overall scope of the production. I think over the time, that is where AI will play a role, where it will consolidate the entire production data and, you know, perhaps give it to you in a graphical format saying, this is your critical path to success. Today, that exercise is too much manual work, right? I think that is where AI will also play a role, where it will learn automatically. It will look at all the sheets, all the production sheets that you have. It will consolidate data and give it to you on a platter saying, you do this scene first, you do this scene later, you do this scene after that, and that's how you can optimize the production.
So yeah, what we gather from what you've said, it's we're still in the AI assisted era, not in the fully AI produced era.
Absolutely.
And we still don't know when that leap is going to happen. Like as we mentioned before, we're seeing big leaps, but we don't know when that leap will happen, and we see this fully automated. But a big concern when using AI is quality. We are, as I've mentioned, we are still in the stage where a fully human made content is usually better than AI assisted content. So I'd like to ask Mr. Vivek, how can producers balance between the two, like between the full human and AI assisted, to create the best quality cost scenario?
Got it. So the way I'm observing that problem statement is it's a balance of choosing where the tech is at. Like if it's a production team, see the technology is changing almost every day or every hour, or it's like literally changing as we speak right now. Like 1 week ago when we spoke, there was nothing out there, and Sora quality of content just came out 4 days ago. Now,
Yes.
is that quality sellable? I think it's sellable. It's equivalent to a stock footage that is available on the internet. So now, what's the question here is we need to break down the whole content that we need to create into smaller chunks and observe which parts are easily sellable from an AI point of view, which parts require the actual human component to go in and dive in. Like for example, you can break down a movie, especially in animated content, as characters, environments, and animation. Just 3 components. Now, in each one of them, you can have AI assisted workflows that can come in and help you. Like there are AI assisted 3D prop creation, 3D generated, Gaussian splats, and all are available for our environments and everything, right? So you can look up and use the tech stack and observe the quality is working for you. And you need to find the mix and match. Like for example, you can take like 500 shots are required in a film, and then in each shot, let's say you have 30 problem statements, maybe 15 of them or 20 of them can be done using the AI flow, like textures. You can generate the textures using the AI flow, or you can relight using again relighting softwares that are available. Up resolution, like why waste render time, right? Like 1920 1080, then go for 4K. without spending on render time. So you can choose which components are easy for you. Like right now, there is a very nice Folly generation tool. Like why spend so much time on generating Folly when you can use AI generated assisted Folly generation, right? So I think at this point, it's more about having an awareness of where the technology is going because it's changing too fast, and then adapting which one is working into the production pipeline. So your production pipeline has to be extremely brilliant to adapt those things.
Yes, yes. So adaptability is very important in any work process. I can say that about our work process too. I don't know if anyone wants to add in about the quality concerns in the AI world.
I would like to talk on that. If you look at it from a production point of view, I have seen a lot of AI tool generating assets, but are they production ready? The answer is perhaps no. When you try to take them into full stream production, you are likely to face a lot more issues with it. Today, there are a lot of people working on generating 3D from the 2D. There are soon there is going to be an aspect where you have something in 2D and gets converted into 3D. But the production mesh flows are very different than what has been generated right now in the market. If somebody dares to do it, I think he will land up into a lot of production issues later on during not only in animation, but at the post-production stage as well.
Okay. Let's talk now management-wise. Mr. Vivek, how could AI help manage the production process? Are there AI-based solutions that can help speed up the production?
Yeah. So we tried looking for those solutions from the last several years, but we did not find one. So we started building one. I would like to share my screen and talk about it. So, one of the most important things that we observed, like Mr. Roshan was rightly saying, it's data driven. We are dealing with so much of data, especially 3D content is all about data itself. So how do we manage this data? Because it's humongous and it's like getting overwhelming now. So how do we optimize this process using AI? In that search for it, we found nothing. I was part of a lot of pipelines in my career. And then I realized, okay, it's time to build a new software that actually considers all of this from scratch while building the software itself. So Movie Collab is a software that we built over the last 5 years. And we've initially focused on real-time support for absolute real-time pipelines. You need to have like an Instagram kind of a feed coming in with reviews like on real-time purpose. It should not be anything slow. It should be cloud powered and it should be mobile accessible and it should be able to give you that real-time feel. Because right now, when you ask for a change, it's like 10 seconds. It can take 10 seconds to get you that review back also. So we started doing the software, and then slowly, because we built script which I just talked a little while ago, then we realized, all right, this data can just flow forward into Movie Collab because ScriptWiz is generating storyboards. You can obviously like break it down into smaller chunks and get to know the asset list from the storyboards itself, and you can forward it and feed that back into the database over here from a production point of view. And once you do that, we have put a lot of focus on the analytics, like you see here in the picture. Because we have data, which is what we are powered with, we can make decisions like, okay, what is task optimization? Who should be working on which task? And how is the task allocation going to be happening? On what basis? Like, what is the deadline going to be? And time optimization can be done. Obviously, because all these algorithms are now existing now. This is not something you'd have to like worry about inventing from scratch. So real-time progress tracking, milestones, the producers will have milestones, financial data, planning. Pretty much we are including everything into this package tool. File management is not like AI powered, but it can obviously be done through normal processes and iteration processes. There's an interesting case we observed in review management, which we are following, which is dialing down the language of communication. Like sometimes it could be very harsh in terms of communication, between clients or between artists. So what happens is the large language models will take in the information and will actually make the comments more actionable and not just like randomness that is available for just for the sake of comments. You need to have actionable information that can be acted upon by a person, and there should be no blame game, right? I had already told you to do that, and this is not what I have asked you to do, kind of an approach. We are trying to figure out a subjective, neutral creation of this a communication between two humans, so that it is actually actionable. All right.
Okay.
Now, yeah, reviews and all, we are focusing on that. Performance management, we are able to get that because our team is like dialing in the numbers on like, okay, which task they're working on. Okay, we had allocated 8 hours for a task and it took 12 hours. Like, what was the bottleneck here? So you can obviously plot all of this information in a single place. But after performance management, after data visualization, the key that we are powering with AI is, let's say you are doing content and you have a fire effect that you have to do in your shot. Shot number 28 requires a fire effect. Now, let's say it's a very challenging fire effect, and a new artist is coming in and he's saying, I need 2 weeks of time to learn about this fire effect and how to do this. But let's say your studio has already produced this kind of content 6 months ago. Where is the documentation for it like right now? Usually we store it in OneDrive or Google Drive or somewhere. And it's usually not available for the right person at the right time because data is humongous and data is changing every day right now. So what we are doing is we are coming up with pre-documentation, an idea where before you start a task, you have the documentation available in your hands so that you can start following the steps that have been documented by some other artist through the failures of the company before. And you do not have to commit the same mistake before. Even if attrition is high in the world of media and content, you can still cope up with the attrition and focus on process and knowledge base that is usable for you and not just stored in some random file somewhere else. So that's like some of the principles in which for production management, we are like pushing AI for like efficient content creation. Wherever we are feeling, all right, this is a problem that AI can solve, we are jumping in and solving it like right now.
Thank you very much for sharing this with us. I think it's pretty cool how AI is making this big change in the management systems and making it faster and faster. I think another promising venture is AI-based recommendation, or we say experience personalization algorithms. So, Dr. Milad, what do these algorithms bring to the table? Are they important to have for a VOD or SVOD platform?
Of course. I mean, as I said before, recommendation and personalization systems have been implemented over the years in different contexts other than VOD. But for VOD specifically, I will tell you a little bit about what it can do. For example, the AI algorithms can analyze the user's viewing history first and search for queries and interactions to understand the individual preferences of each user. And based on these preferences, it suggests movies, TV shows, and other content that matches the user's taste. It can also, in addition to that, it can predict also what kind of content the user might like even before watching or before searching it, because once you understand the preferences, you can do this analysis of patterns and trends, and then also you can do the same for among similar users or demographic groups, and you can also do behavioral data analysis. I mean, again, here I have to highlight that AI without data is meaningless, and the more data you can gather. This is why, for example, currently in Saudi Arabia, they have a people meter project where they gather behavioral data from hundreds of thousands of people in order to create a currency about viewership of different TVs and channels and all this stuff. So the behavioral data analysis is also about studying how the users interact with the VOD platform, like what time they watch which movies and so on, in order to be able to do some kind of relevant recommendations. Also, enhancing discoverability, which is with the huge number of libraries that you have, finding the content can be overwhelming. So this kind of AI can help by surfacing and recommending contents that the user might not find on their own if they're just searching for it in a conventional way. Also, AI can utilize the feedback that the user gives, be it explicit like ratings or implicit like watching habits, in order to refine and improve the recommendations. So the recommendation system would also learn from the user's feedback in order to give a better personalized recommendation of the content. Also, curation or categorization. So usually when you choose something, they will give you another similar content, or other people have also watched this video and so on. But they can also propose some kind of playlists or collections that might be of interest to the user. Also, they can address a phenomenon called content fatigue, when the user is it reaches a point where a user gets overwhelmed or bored with available choices. So again, here AI can help mitigating this issue by proposing something else, but within the preferences of the user. Also, it can predict trends, emerging trends, and what kind of trends are needed, and it can inform content acquisitions and even production decisions based on the user trends. So all these areas are extremely important and cannot be done without AI. And the recommendation system would be something much less sophisticated without AI. It will be something almost mechanical or based on basic structured data, whereas here it can utilize the flexibility and the depth and the power of AI to deal with different types of raw data and different types of collected data from users' experience, or even from social media or other places, to create some or to generate some patterns or trends and so on.
Since we're talking about recommendation systems, can we talk about AI bias and how to overcome it? Because sometimes we see this happening in some platforms.
Of course. I mean, again, to start with, AI is based on the data that is trained on. So AI needs to be trained on some training data. For example, when ChatGPT was trained on the entire public domain content on the web until, let's say, September 2021, this content is biased in many ways. First, most of it is in English. Second, it reflects the Western culture. So when you talk about society and people and values and so on, it is biased towards a certain culture, versus probably half of the world's population is in the East Asia and South Asia, between India and China, where none of those Western values are intrinsic. Also, the same thing is related to the trends and patterns that are collected from the user's interaction or user's behavior or behavioral data statistics from the West, where this can assume that anyone in India or in China or in the Arab world or in Africa might follow the same patterns. So it is somehow biased, and therefore you need to take into consideration the possible bias areas and try to mitigate them by taking into consideration the local particularities of social or cultural or even users' behavior in terms of watching. I mean, you cannot bring Hollywood data and apply it to Bollywood data.
Yes. So let's say the training data is something very crucial that we see across every industry they don't give the needed interest and the needed effort to put the correct and neutral training data. That's gonna push the bias
Yes, and
away.
it has to take into consideration the context as well.
Yes, yes. Since we're talking about morality, we have a lot of questions coming from the audience about morality. There is a question about copyright when using AI because it's not owned by individuals. What do you think that uh, the boundaries, or what are some morality issues that you can that are facing AI? We can like start by Mr. Vivek because like you've mentioned morality before about this.
Yeah. So, see, that question is like in a area where like I'm the founder and CEO of a company which is making a product using all these APIs and everything, right? The more we
Mhm.
look into it, we're going with what OpenAI claims or what Microsoft claims. Like we are part of Microsoft for Startups as a you know as an accelerator program and everything. We work closely with Google Cloud as well, and we usually transfer these questions for the ones where we are using these services with. Okay, so when we talk with them, usually the answer is it is all fair and legal in the way we have built the models. Now, this is not being publicly answered by anybody. Like, I haven't seen anybody like going in and telling OpenAI has trained only on legal data sets and hence it's ethical and everything. Nobody knows the answer. Nobody is talking about this. Okay, there is a legal case happening about this right now, but
Mhm.
we do not know the answer. Currently, we are looking at what is an efficient process from a viewpoint.
Yes.
And as long as the big FANG companies are surviving, we are going to survive with them because we cannot build a model ourselves right now. We cannot
Mhm.
afford to build a model ourselves, which is the truth. Uh, and even if we try to build a model, we have to source our own data, or it
Mhm.
should be open source data that is publicly available in GitHub right now. So the
Mhm.
more we look at data sets, there are a lot of illegal data sets available. There are companies claiming that the data set was completely sourced with permissions. And right now, for us, the information is only we are going with whatever the public companies or FANG companies are announcing with them. I
Mhm.
think that's the case. Now, it is bad and it is illegal to train on top of an artist's data and then not giving attribution or uh, contributing for uh, uh, like a dividend or something like that
Credits.
if an artwork is divided coming from them. That is
Mhm.
that is bad. That is outright bad. It's as good as pirating somebody's work, right? uh,
Yes.
but but we have reached a point in technology which I am starting to believe that you can build databases like pretty quickly if it is coming from nature itself. um,
Yes. Mhm.
because you can go out and shoot a lot of footage from there, and you can train on top of that data is also something I observed. And you can, like I said, you can send out a massive amount of lot of people who can go and collect data for you. That is
Yes.
possible in today's date.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Miss.
And I also believe that over the time there will be regulatory bodies, just the way it has happened for formats, just the way it has happened to the CC rights, right?
Mhm.
I think over the time government will realize the requirement of having a governing body which will look into copyright violations through AI.
Yeah.
I know that in the recruitment industry today,
Mhm.
it is picking up where if you have generated your resume by AI or you have cracked certain answers on a video interview, etc. And this has been a trend where you keep somebody as a compatriot and answer, you know, that person
Mhm.
answers on your behalf and you just mimic. Even those gestures are being captured by technology and been put front saying, this has been fudged. So I think
Yeah.
over the time, AI will be a counter for all the immoral AI.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm sure in the near future, we will also seeing some regulations coming in to control this, not only globally, but locally as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like reading about this on Reddit on a thread. Like there was a lot of fight the artist versus technical fight happening. And then there was one comment which was like, there's a very nice documentary on YouTube called Everything is a Remix. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the documentary goes about like, okay, from 1940s, pretty much everything has been reused. From 1960s, 70s, everybody has been reusing everything. There's nothing
Yeah.
original in this world kind of
Yes. Yes.
documentary.
But you have to steal like an artist. This is also the same. If you steal from different sources and make your own remix, it's not stealing. But if you steal from one source, that what makes it.
Yeah, Everything is a Remix is a good documentary to look at for all of us. It's an
Thank you,
interesting one.
thank you, thank you for suggesting it. We're running late on time, so I'm gonna like ask the most also asked question. It's about it's the question I always get asked when I enter a room. Is AI going to replace us? Are we going to lose our jobs? Especially, there are two questions about dubbing artists and voice artists. Is AI going to replace the jobs we have? And if you can like talk about voice dubbing and voice artists in specific, you can share. I'll start with you, Mr. Vivek, and can like uh, go across the panel.
All right. Okay, I can start right from my side.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah. So voice dubbing, I feel it is able to do a good job at this point. Like many corporate videos, AI is giving the voice. We are seeing that in-world AI and everyone are able to generate like extremely good quality sound. Now, if
Mm.
it's only and they're also able to generate emotion. I was going to say, oh, maybe it won't replace emotion and timing of it and everything. It's able to do that right now. Uh, I'm trying to think like if there is anything original required is when it's required. Also, like if you use the template things, people will also not like it. So you need originality coming from time to time. So they will
Yeah.
require new voices to be coming in for new characters. If you keep repeating them, nobody is going to watch that content. So you need those jobs. Originality is still always required. That's when we all like to watch stories. So I think it will still be there. But majority of the other small time things it'll be replaced.
Yeah. Mr. Roshan, let's talk about the whole content creation market. Are there some jobs that are going to be outdated and lost to the AI, or are there going to be like new jobs that are needed because of having AI?
Yeah, see, if you look at a typical production cycle, right, it takes about for a movie, and I'm not talking about the Disneys and DreamWorks and all this. I mean, the other movies, right, which are generated in the content market, they take typically about 24 to 36 months. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in this 24 to 36 months, there is a lot of time that has been spent on research, script creation, storyboard animatics creation, then characterization, the designing, pre-production work, etc. Now, with invent of AI, I foresee that this process will get crunched, but this
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that the jobs will be lost. What it means is what I am taking 36 months or 24 months, I will perhaps do that in 1 year, but my cycle repeats. So I might use an artist for a limited period of time, but I may be able to give him more work because I have another 24 months left because something that was meant to take 24 months has been completed in 12 months. So I don't think okay, there are two things again in here. In artistic world, there are real artists and there are technicians, right?
Yes.
There are guys who have really worked hard and became
Yes.
artists. I think the later part might get challenged because the originality will always click and the
Mm-hmm.
repetitive work may come down. So those guys may have to basically think about how they can use their skill to a better use or enhance their skill set. The
Mm-hmm.
originality will always have a demand. For example, can anybody create a damn good uh, character designs? Only a good character guy can do it, not
Yes. Yes.
anybody else, because simply the character brief, understanding the character brief, and uh, coming up with such a character design in itself. And you look at Hollywood stars and Bollywood stars, they have their uniqueness, right? There are imitations which have been done. Like it says that when Charlie Chaplin, there was a competition to imitate Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin himself came fourth. So those factor has been always been there. But
Yes.
can anybody be in a Charlie Chaplin apart from him? The answer is no. So I
Yeah.
think always in the world of AI, the originality will prevail, and perhaps the repetition or the imitation may not
Yeah.
prevail much.
To extend on the originality, or let's say creativeness, I wanted to add about the dubbing artists. Since we work in dubbing, we've tried AI dubbing solutions, but still, I think the voice actor specifically is a creative job rather than just a performer job. There are still some places to be creative in. Even in dubbing, we don't like do the dubbing straight away. We change the script into the context that suits the audience better, which was mentioned by Mr. Milad. So as you're mentioning, it's going to be more challenging. A lot of content is gonna be lost to AI, but the content that needs more creativity is still needed to have humans do it. I'm going to Dr. Milad lastly about is AI going to make us lose our jobs? Since you've mentioned that there are a lot of AI tools, so maybe the new jobs will be people who can integrate them with each other.
Yeah, there is a demand for a lot of new jobs that require new skills, and there is a demand for re-engineering existing jobs that would also require some new skills. Some of the jobs would disappear. I mean, we can't deny that. But we can say that AI would hold a tremendous potential to revolutionize the content creation, especially when it comes to efficiency, to personalization, to accessibility, to optimization of the process. Also, it can open new avenues for creativity, especially when we encourage the synergy between the human and the artificial intelligence part. Of course, we have to address challenges such as the authenticity and intellectual property rights and avoiding biases, as we discussed before. However, it's important to highlight that AI and human creativity should collaborate and complement each other. And the human operators or the creative people or different types, or the writers, script writers or whatever, would need to coexist with AI. It's not either or. And this partnership could lead to the development of more nuanced, diverse, and engaging content, catering to a wide range of audiences and pushing the boundaries of what's possible nowadays in content creation. So this question of replacement or either or is not contextualized, I think, and it will be answered by the opposite. The human AI interaction is the key for future growth and success, rather than AI replacing the humans in full jobs. But some of the jobs that require lower order thinking skills or repetitive work, maybe the AI can do it better than the human.
Yes.
But in many other jobs, I think most of the jobs or the bulk of the jobs will be affected or impacted by AI in terms of the skills required and optimizing the process of doing the different tasks in a certain job. And new jobs will appear for sure, which require probably nowadays, for example, we hear a lot about the prompt engineering and the art of prompt engineering and how to deal with AI and how to apply it in different fields and so on. And we are seeing tons of fields, not only content creation or VOD or entertainment in general, but also in other areas, from manufacturing to engineering to medical to healthcare to management. Everyone is being impacted by different types of AI.
Yes, thank you very much. So it's clear for everyone now, I think, that you're not going to lose your job if you haven't adapted. Only you should adapt to AI so you won't lose the job. Thank you everyone for watching. Special thanks for Dr. Milad, Mr. Vivek, and Mr. Roshan for joining us today. If you have missed some parts of this session, a recording of this webinar will be published on the ICM's website next week. The next webinar is going to be on April the 7th. It's called Best of Ramadan 2024. In case you don't know already, the Dubai International Content Market will be taking place from the 12th to the 13th of November this year. For more information, you can visit the website. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and goodbye.
Thank you, Udai.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Good day.